Hey y'all, welcome back to Chatting with Coach Amy. Today I have a very special guest, my youngest daughter, Katie. And I just literally 20 minutes ago said, hey, I don't have anybody scheduled for the podcast for this coming up week. Will you please talk with me for a little bit? And she was like, okay. But anyway, I do appreciate you coming and I'm super proud of you. Are you okay?
Yeah.
You good? Okay. So honestly, it's just me and you talking. Just me and you talking. It's all good. Are you nervous? No. Excellent. All right. So I'm going to ask Katie a few questions, but first, can you just tell them a little bit about yourself like right now?
Like what?
Just your name. You already said that. How old you are, what you love to do, things like that.
I'm 13. I like to dance and stuff.
13.
And
tell them a little more like dance and stuff. What exactly?
A lot.
Yeah.
I do tumble, ballet, company, tap, modern. I think that's it.
That's a lot. Very good. We'll talk more about that in a minute because that's something that I know is very important to you and has been very helpful. So do you think you would be okay? I have not asked her anything ahead of time, by the way, y'all. Do you think you would be okay sharing a little bit about your health journey, maybe with alopecia? Would you mind doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Go ahead. Can you start at the beginning?
How old was I? 6?
I think 5. Mm-hmm.
Ask me a question. I don't know what to say.
Okay, that's okay. So Katie was experiencing some hair loss when she was about 5 years old, and Mama flipped out.
More than me.
It was scary though when your baby girl has chunks of hair falling out. So we went to a doctor, our pediatrician, and he said, well, it could be something called telogen effluvium. Very fancy word. He said, but I am concerned that it could be alopecia areata, which is that is what it ended up being. And so we went through a process where she just lost hair by the handfuls, and it was very overwhelming, very overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel during that time? What you can remember?
I think it was kind of just different. Like, to me, it really after about a year, I kind of just forgot about it. Like, it was just something I had to live with. So yeah,
gosh, I'm gonna cry. I'm just so proud of you, for reals. Yeah, I'm serious. Are you tearing up a little bit? Looks like you have tears in your eyes. There's some tissues if we end up crying. So she was a little baby. 5, 6 years old. She did not, she was balding. It was coming out in handfuls. And so you wore hats a lot. Yeah, just to be a little more comfortable in public, right? Yeah. Do you remember, well, let's back up. So after a time, her hair started coming back. Do you remember if we had changed anything or any treatments we had done? It is a blur,
Did we
y'all.
just stop doing that cream stuff?
We did. That's right. We did a steroid cream on the bald spots, and it was like you did a week on, a week off or something. I don't really remember what it was, but one day she goes, I don't want to do this anymore. And I'm like, okay. And yeah, she was 6 years old, but the girl knew her mind. And I was like, I really don't think it's helping. And I didn't like that we were putting steroids on her so much. I'm a drive-through Sue when it comes to Trim Healthy Mama for sure, but I'm a purist in a lot of other ways. So it really bothered me that I was just putting steroid cream on her largest organ, being her skin, all the time. And the doctor was like, that's fine. Because this could work or it might not work. So that's what we did. And it did, after a time, it did start coming back, right? But then it came back out again in 2018. Yeah. It started falling back out again. And that's when she literally lost all the hair on her head. I think all the hair on her body had already gone. As you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, she does not have much eyebrow or eyelash. She does have some. Is there hair on your arms and legs now? Not much. Her skin is so soft though. I'm like, oh, I love your skin. I just love touching her little arms. They're so soft. But as you can see, she now has a full head of hair that has grown, but we'll get to that in a minute. So when it fell out the second time, what was going on in your mind?
I don't really know. It was so long ago,
I know,
and
and you were so young. Yeah.
it was
Were you
just
sad?
normal, kind of.
But were you surprised that it fell out again? Because you had grown back. I mean, it was a little pixie cut type look thing. And we never really cut it. It just kind of grew back.
Mhm.
And she kind of looked like a little boy with her hair. We were like pink and flowers everywhere. She's a girl. But I know you were probably sad.
A
I mean, it
little,
was sad.
probably.
We were kind of heartbroken, but they always told us you never know. It could come back, it could go, blah, blah. So I mean, now like it could start falling out tomorrow, what she has now. Honestly, it could. So we're just prepared for that. After a time though, whenever you told me, I think it was the summer before COVID. So it was summer 2019.
Yeah, because it was right before we went to the beach.
Yeah, she was like, can you just shave my head? And I'm like, yes, whatever you want. So we trimmed it down. It was like a sprig here and a sprig here. She was smooth bald.
Yeah.
And so we just kept it shaved, and we did. I used a razor and shaving cream, and we exfoliated real good and all of that. And she was just a beautiful, bald is beautiful. We use that hashtag all the time. And it was hard for me to see her. But then after a while, like she said, it was just normal. Katie was bald. I do remember, excuse me, going back to dance because we homeschool the girls, or they homeschool themselves. But going to church the first time without a hat, I remember vividly. There was a swim party, and we were going, and you were like, I am not wearing a hat. These people have not seen me. And I was like, okay, fine. So I sent a message to all the mamas, and I'm like, look, y'all all know Katie has alopecia. She is not going to cover her head anymore. Just let your kids know. I don't think we had the first problem at church or dance.
I was never like bullied or anything. Like, I don't remember anything like that. Like, people give me weird looks and stuff.
Yeah. But it is odd.
Yeah.
It is odd to see a little girl bald headed. I'm just going to say. Yeah, that's awesome. And then at dance, I know that we just, did I go in and tell everybody, or did Miss
Nikki just told Miss Christie?
Yeah. And Katie has the best friends that I've just loved on her and just been her besties. I mean, and just darling. Abby Davis for sure walked every single day with her. Abby, I don't know if you'll hear this. I know she follows me on Instagram, but I want to give just love to her because she really helped Katie so much. And there's so many others as well that have come alongside her, but Abby has been there since the very beginning. Okay. So what were some of your favorite hats?
Oh my word, that black one with the like flower thing.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So that was from headcovers.com, and it was soft. It was made from bamboo, and it was so soft. And that's what she loved so much about it. She had a pink one too. So just like a little soft cap, and it had a little flower. It was super cute. We did do wigs for a while. How do you feel about wigs?
I guess it was kind of just like on the days I didn't really like it that I did it, but
yeah, you didn't want to look bald.
Yeah.
And that was more when it was patchy. We did spend a ton of money on a topper at some point. I believe it was after that 2018, that second loss. So it was a lot was off the top. She still had some here. So the topper, it stuck to like the spot that it clipped, to the parts that she had. But it was hand tied, and it was real hair. And honestly, y'all, by the time we got it in, she didn't have much to clip it to. And it was just like, well, we kind of wasted that money, but we didn't know. And we were actually able to donate that to another child. We got some wigs free through Children with Hair Loss. So if you ever want to donate hair, you can donate in Katie's honor. I actually have a bag of hair I really need to mail. It's been a minute, but I might do that today. And incentive there. One of my clients, Carol, Miss Carol, she buys stuff from y'all all the time from y'all's crafts and stuff. She lives in Pennsylvania, and her son, I can't remember his name right now, but he donated his hair in your honor. I don't know if I told you that or not. We'll be sharing pictures of that soon. So anybody that's ever done that, we sure appreciate it. But it's Children with Hair Loss is the specific organization that gave Katie three or four free wigs, free of charge. And actually I sent back a couple because they weren't quite the right fit or right color, and they were so nice to do that. She was even invited to do a fashion show but it just wasn't going to work out for our schedule. So anyway, that was super fun. Tell them about the camp, the family camp that we went to, and how that helped you.
I guess it was just nice to see other kids that was like going through that, and they didn't have hair at all, and they were like all different kinds of it. I don't really remember what they're called. But it was fun. I made a lot of friends.
It was really fun. It was fun, and it was good, I think, for Bella and Lily to talk with siblings that had the alopecia. I think that was really fun, and it was a ton of age ranges. The boys were little. Knox wasn't even walking when we went. So that was a long time ago. And Jeff, it starts with W, Wojtowicz, I think that's how it's named. I don't know. He's the founder of CAPS, Children's Alopecia Project, something. But it's CAP for kids. Oh, maybe it's just that.
Yeah, I think so.
It's just CAP. And so anyway, he founded that organization for his daughter. I think her name is Madison, and she is a model now and still bald as she can be and just gorgeous. Okay, so let's talk about coming into with Trim Healthy Mama. I started that, it was 2016, Katie. I got the dates wrong. It was 2016 when you had the second loss. 2016, yeah. So anyhow, that's fine. Dates elude me. I mean, the years are weird. I mean, it still should be in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? It's just strange for me. Anyway, so what did you do as you saw me doing Trim Healthy Mama and knowing that sugar is not helping you at all because alopecia is an autoimmune disorder? Tell me how you kind of took that. And guys, just know, I mean, she was young, 7 or 8 years old, and did this on her own.
Well, I guess I know it didn't help me, and it really, it didn't make me feel good. It always made me feel bad.
Sugar, yeah.
So, I guess, because I always got headaches and stuff, I didn't really want to have that, so I kind of was just what's the word?
I don't know
either. I guess just when I really didn't want it, I just didn't have it.
Yeah, but you did let yourself have stuff like out and about, birthday party. Did you decrease your portion size of things like that?
Probably.
Yeah. So when we were home, what are some things you changed where you would have normally may have had sugar? What are some things that you changed to be more on plan for Trim Healthy Mama?
I don't know. We don't really keep sugar in the house, but I guess cereal just for breakfast. I would not have that and probably have eggs and toast and stuff.
Yep.
But that's really the main thing that we have.
What about so what did you add in? I know you do a lot of shakes and slushies and stuff like that. So let's talk about how you did that.
Well, now I can't really have dairy because it messes with my stomach.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. That's kind of my fault. You have the genes.
So whenever I do it and I want protein in it, I'll just put collagen and stuff if I want it in there. And I make a lot of them.
You do. She is the shake queen in this house.
Yeah. And then with the slushies, if we just we use the True Lemon packets and we just put in there, get some ice and water, blend it. They're really good.
Yeah, they are good because it's hot in the sip, y'all. It's super hot. So what's your favorite way of making a shake?
Probably pineapple, mango, and banana. That's probably my favorite.
And then you do some unsweetened nut milk.
Yeah, I do the almond milk. And if I do use collagen, I put a little bit of sweetener in there. But that's it.
Okay. Very cool. I'm so proud. So some other things that we did is a nutrition response muscle testing, which is super weird, but it really helped Katie. And so you can look that up in your own time. Promise you it's the weirdest thing you ever saw in your life. But we did have some findings where parasites and old viruses were affecting where her bald spots were and here. And so she took supplements. Wormwood was one for the parasites. There was something to help the drainage from that, to help that move on out. And then also, I can't remember what all she was on, but
it was a lot.
It was a lot of supplements. It was a financial, investment, but I mean, it really helped. And so that's something that you can look up. I do not have all the words and all the research for that, but it worked for us. So that is what we did there. She did use collagen, which I think did help with her skin and hair. THM's collagen is from cowhide, so it will help with skin and hair. If you do something like chicken collagen, I think it's from Amazon Sun Cow Grass brand. I think that's what it's called. But there is a chicken collagen, and it is from the carcass of the chicken. Shout out to Shannon Fox and Coach Shannon Fox and Coach Mary Beth for explaining that to me not too long ago. So that brand of collagen is from the carcass of the chicken. So it does help with your joints, connective tissue, because the collagen is coming from all the things. So that's something I'm going to look into. I will never stop buying THM collagen because it is the bomb. But I think including that for my family, I know that my husband has issues with joints. I kind of have issues with some inflammation there every now and then, and I wouldn't mind trying it out and giving it a whirl. But the collagen from Trim Healthy Mama definitely helped Katie's skin and hair. With alopecia areata, she grew hair fine, but her follicles would release the hair. That's what the process is. So a lot of people were like, here, she needs to try this so she can grow hair. I'm like, no. She grows her hair fine. It's just that the follicles release it, and that's how the loss happens. Yeah. All right, Katie, anything else you want to talk about with Trim Healthy Mama and food and how it's helped you? Maybe not specifically with alopecia, but just kind of overall.
Yeah. I think like learning that protein like is the main thing that you need to have.
Yes, girl. Woo-hoo! Yes. I love it. Okay, what's it like having me be a THMer over 5 years and now a coach? What's that like? Is it stressful?
No. I don't know, because you cook a lot and it's really good.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It's okay. So I'm glad you like it. That's a plus. Do you think it's setting you up for a good future? Health-wise?
I guess to know like the right foods to cook and how to cook them. Mm-hmm. It's good.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm so proud. Do you feel like you have a good understanding of different foods?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what they do for you?
Mm-hmm.
You want to have a test? Okay. So SE and fuel pull. Do you know what that means?
Saturated fats.
No.
What?
So S stands for satisfied, but it is fat. Okay. A higher fat meal, lower carb. That's an S meal. An E meal is what? Energizing, yes. So what do you have in an E? What's the star of an E? Carbs, yes. And then fuel pull is what? Low fat, low carb. Right, focusing on lean protein. And like you probably don't need to have fuel pulls often, and I don't think you do. But for mamas, because our metabolism is kind of tanked half the time, we need fuel pulls because it lightens our caloric load throughout the day. Don't overdo them. Maybe once a day for the afternoon snack is really a good thing to do. But it pulls fuel from our body because we're trying to burn some of that extra weight that we don't want. And so that helps with that. Good. What about crossovers?
Both of them put together?
Yes, fat and carb together. Yeah, girl. So if we have an S recipe for supper, we add a carb for my family so they can have a crossover. Yeah, because y'all are all healthy weights and growing children. Yes, ma'am. Dude, I'm teaching you well. So what's your favorite? You talked about your favorite fruit with your smoothies. What's your favorite vegetable? What vegetables do you like?
Cucumbers and steamed broccoli. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah, okay. I don't like broccoli. I eat it, but I don't like it. Very good, very good. What about like Cokes and drinks like that? We call all sodas Coke. I don't care if it's Sprite, Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, it's all a Coke. That's what we say down here in Mississippi. So did you ever drink those a lot?
Not until I was like 12 or 11.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you drink them now?
Sometimes, not all the time.
Like how often would you say? Like once a week?
Less than that.
Less than that. Yeah. So what are some on-plan things that you like to kind of replace that?
The carbonated water, like the sparkling water, and the Truland packets. I don't know. I really don't need anything with water. It's pretty okay.
You like water?
Yeah.
We have good water. We have a well and it has some good water. What about those Zevias?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite Zevia?
I don't know.
So many to choose from. They're all good. That rainbow pack on Amazon is super yum. I love all those. I loved the grape. Like out of all those, the grape was super yummy. You didn't like the grape? Well, good. More for me.
I don't like grape stuff. Like,
did you like the excuse me, like the Coke or the Dr. Pepper kinds?
I didn't like the Dr. Pepper. The root beer was good.
Gotcha.
And
We're getting somewhere. Ginger ale? Yeah, she likes the ginger ale. Good. What about the THM hydrate mix? What are your favorites with that?
I like the cherry one.
Oh, okay. Me too. Cherry berry. Yummy, yummy. Okay, very good. So let's move. Do you use any of the Trim Healthy Mama like skincare or anything like that? Or the makeup?
I have that coconut stuff.
And Coconut Dream lotion?
The orange stuff.
The orange silk?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like that? Very good. Well, your skin is flawless. So you're doing something right. Do you use the makeup yet? Have I gotten you any of that? I should get you some.
Okay.
It's so great. I love it. I have pouty on right now. It doesn't look like I have much on. I actually do have some blush, but looking at right here where I'm looking, it doesn't look like I have anything on at all. But that's kind of the point of makeup, right? That's the point of makeup, in my opinion. Very good. Okay, let me look. Let me see if there's anything else here. Was it difficult to remove sugar from your food, from your meals?
Not really, because we don't keep it a lot in the house. It's just kind of when we're out.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so let's talk about exercise a little bit. How do you, as a teenager, because you are 13 and a half, bless, what do you feel is important for you as a growing teenager with exercise?
What do you kind of mean important?
Like, do you think it's important or do you think it is? Yeah, I agree. So what do you do for exercise?
Dance.
All the dance. So tell them about that. Like, how often do you go to dance? What does that look like?
We go twice a week from 3:30 to 9, basically.
Are you dancing that entire time?
No, we have like 2 hours put together in a break.
Yeah, so
because
it's kind of
how the schedule is.
Yeah, so there's some on and off time, right, for that in that 6 hours that they're at dance on twice a week. What else do you do like at home, movement wise?
I go on walks and stuff, and in the summer I bike.
Yeah, we swim. We have a pool. We have a great neighborhood for walks and biking. We do have some kayaks, but we don't have anything like right on our property, so it does take a little effort to get them up there and then get them back and all that. But we do enjoy that from time to time. That's great. All right, let's see. Do you know, or I might tear up about this one. Do you realize how many people your story has touched?
Probably not.
Probably not. You have, because so many adults have seen how you handled being bald-headed. Guys, let me just say, this child danced bald as Mr. Clean at Disney World on the stage where they do the Beauty and the Beast thing. And another one where they did their thing. It was twice, yeah. And then also in New York City, Times Square and on Broadway, just living her best life, dancing away. And it just made me so happy. I was just so proud of you, for real. I am. You're amazing. So one of our dance mom friends, Miss Wendy, do you remember what she told you?
I don't remember.
She wore wigs for a really long time. Because she has alopecia as well. And when she saw Katie years ago, this going bald and beautiful, she started doing the same thing. And I think that says a lot. That's awesome. Yeah. We will inspire others by our actions, not by our words. We will. Our actions mean more for sure. So what would you tell a child out there whose mama is a Trim Healthy Mama, and the child might be kind of bucking the THM way? What would you tell them?
It's really not that bad. It's actually really good.
It is.
And it's not that hard. And I don't really know. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just got to try.
That's right. So I love that my girls, they have a bit of a balance with Trim Healthy Mama. They eat anything that I make on plan, they'll eat it. I brought home all kinds of treats from the cafe and they were like, rah, 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 eat it up. You know, and they make iced coffees and hot coffees and hot chocolates all on plan. And enjoy them and have been doing that for years. Yeah, that's great. What would you tell a mama out there that might be really desiring for their family to be on plan? How would you encourage her?
Well, I don't know.
You do know. Quit saying I don't know. You don't know? Okay. Well, I'll go.
Okay.
I would tell you, mama, just to get in there and start trying. Don't try to make something weird. Like there are some weird recipes in these cookbooks. I mean, there just are. So start with something normal. Okay. Spaghetti. Okay. You can make spaghetti on plan without a recipe. Cook up some ground meat, get some no sugar added marinara sauce, little Italian seasoning, little Parmesan if you want. Excuse me. For your family, I suggest just getting whole grain pasta. Now that may be a stretch. So if it is, you could do some Dreamfields. We don't use that for personal reasons. That would be something that your family could do to be more on plan, but they will need a fat and a carb source. So if you have lean ground meat in that spaghetti, you need to add some fat to that. And then if you're using Dreamfields, you need to add a carb source because it's not a significant amount of carbs. It's modified wheat, just like a low carb tortilla. So that's what I would suggest. If you choose to use the whole grain pasta, mama, you don't need to use that. You could use spiralized zucchini, spaghetti squash. You could just do miracle noodles made with the cognac root flour, that kind of thing. So just try something easy, right? And I just think getting your family's dinners on plan, where you don't have all the carbs that are not good for us. I think that's really a great way to start. I would not start by changing every single thing or thinking you're going to make your kid's birthday cake on plan and they're going to be happy about it. No, that's not, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, my kids still get sugar-filled birthday cakes because their grand makes them. And we eat the cake that night. I don't always eat it. Sometimes I do, but I don't always eat it because we have 5 birthdays a year with kids alone, plus Wes and me, 7 birthday parties a year. Wow. And then all the other celebrations. But I do encourage you, maybe as you're going, making those meals more and more on plan. What's a good snack that you like that's on plan? And we'll wrap this up.
The rice cake with the peanut butter and banana. I don't know if that's on plan or
It is. It is. It would be better for a mama to do Coach Canada's Real Deal Peanut Butter or Peanut Junkie out of THC. But growing children could use those Thin Stackers rice cakes. There's a brown rice and there's one that's quinoa and brown rice. They taste kind of the same, but I do prefer the quinoa. It has a little more to me. So Katie, you do full fat peanut butter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kids can do that, no problem. And then you put banana on it. Mm-hmm. Good. The full fat peanut butter may not have quite enough protein as Coach Amy would like, but I think it would be fine for most kids. But for mamas, you might want to increase that just a bit with something. Katie has her own little recipe we have neglected to talk about that has taken the world by storm. We have a YouTube video on it. It's called Katie Beth's fruit salad. Yeah, just tell them about that. You started making that a long time ago.
Yeah, we haven't made it in a while.
We haven't.
I guess it was just something easy that was really good, and you just kind of throw a bunch of stuff in it.
The recipe is on my YouTube channel. We'll link it in the caption of this podcast. But you start with fat-free Greek yogurt, however much you think would be enough for your family. I don't know. We probably haven't measured out. We eyeball stuff a lot here. We measure with our soul. And then we use gentle sweet or super sweet, a sweetener, and then vanilla, stir the heck out of that. And then we just start adding whatever fruit we have on hand. Bananas, berries, we'd cut up grapes, like slice them up, and then also little cutie slices.
Apples.
Apples. Yep, we do. And it's an E. To make it a crossover, you could add some nuts, coconut flakes, and that's really good for the family. Yeah. Anything else you want to say, Katie Boo Boo?
I think I'm good.
Thank you so much. Everybody, give Katie a shout out when you listen to this. Give us some puffy hearts, comments, all the things. Share it with your friends. Thanks so much for listening, y'all. Bye. Tell them bye.
Bye.
Gotta say it.